Hello again. Should I say long time no see? I guess it's just been 2 days, right? So, what did you think about the video 2 days ago? I'm still hoping to hear from you. I know that some of us may not have gotten to it yet because, for those who are used to the weekly videos, they'll be like, she released another one on a Monday? What was that about? Well, I'm going to continue in the same line today in my weekly ones. Yes, back on track. But I'm going to be talking a bit. I think I'll loop in some of the things I mentioned on Monday into the quip we'll be discussing today. Okay? Let's do this. Yes, like I said earlier, we'll continue on the same line, shall I say, or frequency as the video on Monday. In the video on Monday, we talked about the importance of family values and recognizing that the family values you instill, or shall I say, the values even you instill in your children, is what they take with them when they leave your home and live with. Today, we'll be looking at it from a slightly different but totally related angle. And I'm reading Quip 80 in my second book. Yeah, I'm sure by now you'd have figured out that this month I'll just be focusing on this second book. No. Oh my. No, not because it's the second month of not because it's the second month of the year. Talking about that, who knows? Maybe my third book would be already finished, and published by the third month. And maybe we can talk about that next month. But like I said a few weeks ago, enjoy the present. Today is the day that's guaranteed. So let's focus on the quip for today from my second book. Quip 80. If your children are important to you, it's important that you do not keep important instructional information away from them. If your children are important to you, it's therefore important that you don't keep important instructional information away from them. So this is let's turn this upside down. This is broadening that conversation about family values. There are things that families value. I was thinking again about the video on Monday, and I just realized that something my mother taught me was how to take care of things. And for those of you who watched the first video this year, you remember how I talked about repurposing things. Something comes, peanut butter, or you buy margarine, or you buy something. You can always use the container for something else. That's one of those family values. But beyond that thing about family values, it is sharing with your children important instructional information. Parents are the first and lasting teachers children have. I know that sometimes, my children are almost up in arms about, oh, well, and then why should I do this? And I'm no longer a child. I'm no longer a baby. You shouldn't. And I'm like, guess what? For as long as I'm alive, which will be for a long time, you are my child. Therefore, I will be a good mother. It is important that we share instructional information with them. I've also seen parents who are almost like, well, the way my parents raised me, I want to raise my children differently. More power to you. The question is, the instructional information they gave you, how has that helped you become the success you are today? And if those things helped you, the values, or even just the instructions and saying this is what you need to do, this is how you need to conduct yourself, this is how you need to interact with people, put your head down, do your work, be friendly, be courteous, say please and thank you, things like that. If those things have helped you and sustained you to where you are today, why wouldn't you want something as good, if not better, for your children? There are parents who, sex education is a great example, where parents are like, oh no, it's not a comfortable conversation. Would it be more comfortable if you find out, and God forbid, you find out that your daughter is pregnant out of wedlock, or your son has impregnated somebody out of wedlock? Will that make it a more comfortable conversation? Definitely not. So there are things that we do now, there are some discomforts, so to speak, we go through now so that we are comfortable in the longer term. It goes without saying that our parents have experience, and so they pass those things on to us, and we have a responsibility to pass on even that instructional information to our children. Last week, it seems so long ago, pardon me, 2 days ago, I gave the example of how my mother kept talking to me about making sure I didn't fall into premarital sex. I remember when, a lot of people are going to watch this video who may not already know this about me, but like I said, what's wrong with being vulnerable? I remember when I was a teenager, and there was this boy that lived on our street, and I really liked him, and I wanted him to like me. And, well, maybe you don't know. Maybe you were a better teenager than I was. But I'd write notes, lovey-dovey type notes, and keep saying, oh, well, I wonder when I wonder what his name was. I can't even remember. Well, just as well. And I'll be like, oh, I wish I could slip this note to this individual. And for some strange reason, I don't know how parents do that. Because I find that I'm also able to do that. It must be like a sixth sense or something we're blessed with. My mother would find the note, and of course it would never progress. And she would sit me down, remember those sofa conversations, and just say, Ada, your chastity is important. There were different things, nuggets, instructional things she dropped in my heart. And those things took root and helped me to, thankfully, it's not anything that I did with I won't say I was focused on it, but because those seeds had been planted, I knew that virginity was something that couldn't be traded in for anything. It was something that I thankfully was able to give my husband as a gift. If your children are important to you, I can't overstress it. It is important that you identify what are those important things they need to know. And excuse all the puns, but as the Quip Queen, I can use words as I choose to put the point across. What are those important things that your children need to know? Make the time, take the time to share those things with them. And any discomfort you're going through now, you'll be so happy because in years to come, you'll be having even more comfortable conversations. Thanks again for joining me today in the Quip Corner. I hope you got some value from that. I definitely am not qualified to teach you how to parent your children, because you are unique, your family is unique, but you also know what is important. Please be courageous enough to share that important information with your children, because the present and their future matter. Until we see you again next week, take care of yourself. Bye now.